Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to give me my $40 or do you not?
I'd be glad to give you $40. You've
Okay.
never asked me directly for $40, Phil. All you've done is lie about me.
I've sent you multiple emails. I've shown it on video.
You've never sent me.
Do you want to send me? Do you want to give me my $40 in my hand, or do we want to walk off? Because I do not have time for your bullshit.
Philip.
You can give me $40 now and shut me up, or I can walk off because I have things that I need to do.
bclaymore@gmail.com. I've asked you many times.
I've sent it to you on Patreon multiple times. I don't know your Gmail.
bclaymore@gmail.com.
I've sent it to your Kickstarter. I've sent it to your Kickstarter multiple times, multiple messages.
Let me ask you this, Philip. Is that a reason to just attack me out of the blue?
Attack for you for what?
That you made up?
What did I make up?
Really? Your very first video about me was completely invented, and you know that.
Which one?
I had no idea that you were this crazy SJW.
State something that you just engaged me.
So you can put it on your video. That's right. I want to have a conversation with you because you're not man enough.
I just want my $40. I have things to do. Are you going to give me my $40 now?
Let me ask you a question.
Are you going to give me my $40 that you owe me now, or should I just walk off?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, then I'll just walk off.
Philip, I'd like to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you unless you have $40. Okay, I'm going to call the police then.
For what?
I have a B. Claymore update, everybody. As you might be aware, I have given B. Claymore $40, and this was about 3 weeks ago now. B. Claymore, in exchange for that $40, is supposed to send me a book. And we'll see if we get that. I have been in contact with B. Claymore since the last time we ran the stream, which was Monday. And I was like, hey, did you ship my book out yet? Because it's, 3 weeks is 3 weeks. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, I've had life issues. And he says he now, as an update, has shipped out my book. And then I'm going to be receiving my book for the $40. So we should be good to go. We'll find out early next week. If it gets here, we'll be happy. If not, B. Claymore might have stolen yet another $40 from another YouTuber. Oh my God. Yep. He didn't give me a tracking number. So that is, the multiple asks about the tracking number. What he sent me was a link to stamps.com. It says I think he meant to send me the tracking number, or maybe he was just, I don't know, maybe he was just scamming me. Maybe he's scamming me. He didn't send me the tracking number. Huh.
Taking my headphones off, fuck that. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on the PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my God, just think of this world, just think of all the planets I can visit. all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know, I love nothing more. I love nothing more than to be dragged down at every fucking conceivable opportunity. No, no, no. So you can fucking current day us. No, no, no. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, no, guess what? No, fucking pronouns. That's all you fucking are. No, fucking gender ambiguity. No, fucking pronouns. No, no, no. Fucking current day count. No, no, no. Fucking pronouns. No, no, no. Because that's all we fucking know. Because we're boring. We're so fucking boring. Fucking pronouns. We can't see past our own fucking reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here. Bethesda Western Game Company. Fuck your immersion. Fuck you having a good time. Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost. No, no, no. Current fucking day. No, no, no. Fuck off. You're boring. No, no, no. You're fucking dull. You have nothing to say. Pronouns. No, no, no. Pronouns. No, no, no. Pronouns. No, no, no. That's all you fucking are. Pronouns. And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick and tired. You are a one-hived mind twat waffle. You take everything we love, all our immersions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit fucking crap.
I guess Cider just playing as when FNT's on is like not a good way to get people into the stream, huh? Like
Bit redundant.
Yeah. My bad. Sorry, Chad.
Time can never
Cider
be
told me this
your
song
trusted friend
wasn't
or your
copyrighted
sworn
and that I
ally.
wouldn't have
No, it's the harshest
any problem
mistress
with you
of all.
demonetizing me.
And life
But
is
it
just
turns
a
out that
chain
this song
of
is copyrighted,
moments spent,
even though it
1,000 hellos
says
and
that it's
goodbyes.
royalty free.
Maybe a love like
So now I
ours
get my
can
esteem
lead out its
dropped every time I play
cause.
this.
I will keep you near until the world ends and you are safe with me until the world ends, and I will stay with you until the world
Hi, Cider.
Hi.
Did you like my new lyrics for the song?
Yeah, they were great. Rock solid.
I thought so. Yeah.
What do you think of the new
Oh my
background?
gosh. I love it. It's pretty. That's cool. I like that a lot.
They were driving around California in the middle of the night, apparently, back in 1974.
Somebody
Let's put it up
posted something yesterday. Let me see if I can pull it up. I didn't save it. Of like it was a big whine about AI art on Facebook.com.
Of course.
So
Where all the things happen.
let me think. AI art Facebook. Nope. I do not. I didn't. I'm scrolling. I can't find it. I don't even remember who posted it. Who posted it?
Okay.
I think I found it. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna play. It's a big one. Here it is. It's by Edwin, not Edwin Boyette. Not
Another
second Edwin, not the other Edwin. You know, second Edwin the
Right.
ace, right?
Right.
But yet another Edwin, who I think is an artist of some sort. Let's see. This looks like his work. I think he added me just because, doesn't look like, maybe AI does a little better job. But take the time to read this. We're pleading with you, says Brian Rodman, author, illustrator at B&R Productions, was the one who originally posted this. But he's posting somebody else's post. So he literally is clipping somebody else's post, putting it on his own wall for his own content, being like, don't use AI as content.
Right. Just
we're
lift
clear.
everybody else's content. Yeah.
Right. But it's totally okay because he screenshotted somebody else's content, right? Art by Jennifer Hurd. So this is Edwin reposting Brian Rodman reposting Jennifer Hurd and stealing.
And they wonder
Jennifer
why we
Hurd
don't take
content.
them seriously.
Right. Okay. Your artist friend wants you to stop using AI apps. Cider, your artist friend wants you to stop using AI apps. What do you have to say?
I stop being gay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I guess we'll read what this artist has to say who's going to plead with us.
Oh.
We can look at Brian Rodman real quick.
Why do we want to do that?
Because he's got a beard.
And a vape pen?
Oh no. Does he have his art? I'm looking for his art. I don't care about his other shit.
Vlad the Impaler
art?
is Vlad the Inhaler. That's pretty good.
He's got a Patreon.
Of course he does.
We're gonna go down this rabbit hole, chat. Hold on.
It may cost
$1.
I
don't know who this guy is. Maybe he's a nice guy with on time books. 14 members, 86. So okay, so he's got half the Patreon subscribers that I have on Subscribestar. By the way, join my Subscribestar because this is where I'm trying to get people to go because they don't take as much as these other corporations do, and I really need more subscribers. The goal here is to get to 300 subscribers. Once I'm at 300 subscribers, we're a tenth of the way there. I can make monthly books, and I know it's a patience thing, and I appreciate everybody who's on board early. But it just takes more to get there. So just come on board, throw in for $1, throw in for $3, and it'll help us tremendously as we get on the way. I'm using this to fund some random comic pages. Mark Smith's in the chat. I've been paying him out of this for his comic he's doing with me. I've been paying a colorist also, and of course the letterer. And then on top of that, I'm paying Fandom Pulse's hosting fees out of this too. So this is really the spot to be to help our whole culture war effort right here. And I appreciate it. So this is Brian Rodman's Patreon. Okay. He's got a website too. I'm trying to figure out what his art is and how good it is. Because everybody who complains about AI art, typically there's a quality level that you see. Action. Okay, here's the Nebulizer comic book. Okay, digital issue 1. Yeah, it looks like shit.
Nebulizer?
Yeah, that's the thing you use for asthma.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a medical instrument.
It's like you get the albuterol and the sometimes you have the inhaler puffer, but if you need more the hospital grade, you get the nebulizer thing.
Yeah, is there a defibrillator, the villain? Are we following medical equipment kills people? Is that what we're doing?
The nebulizer says stop using AI art. Are we simp? Yeah, we're gonna simp for Melanie Mac in just a minute. Just hold on. We're leading up to that. A lot of news today. Okay, so this guy doesn't want you to use AI art things. All right, that's him. Let's go back to the post here and find it. Where is this shit? This guy also doesn't want you to use AI art things. And this originally comes from they are reposting and stealing the content of Jennifer Hurd. Ironic that they're stealing content for their pages to get sympathy and likes with somebody else's content while complaining about people stealing other people's content. Very funny.
Yep. The irony runs.
I do have somebody else was complaining about stealing content too. Rich Johnston from Bleeding Cool. We'll get to that later too. All right. Do you think this is piano music type of sad post?
Sure. Why
Yeah.
not? Hold on.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, you got it.
I'm faster. I'm fast on the draw today, Cider.
I'm trying to find AI art examples. Calm down.
You work on your AI art I know you're a stellar quality AI artist who's worked hard at your craft of AI art, much like Shadiversity has. So, but here's what Jennifer. Hi, it's me, your artist friend. Well, one of your artist friends, as I imagine you have a number of artists in your life. And if you know these people well enough, you'll have watched their careers grow from humble art school beginnings to whatever awesome stuff they're doing in the present. Those careers are now under real threat of being replaced. And I'm here to tell you why. Artwork generating apps operate on a vast library filled with thousands upon thousands of art pieces that have been ripped from the internet, much like this post was ripped from the internet. You can enter a few prompts and the app will churn you out a fully finished piece that took all of an afternoon to make. Yes, they often look really fake and are full of mistakes, like the hands. Have they fixed the hands yet, Cider?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's why there's no
But these
hands in the
apps
thumbnail.
Are getting smarter and more intuitive every day. Eventually, you won't be able to tell the difference between the above illustration and something that came out of these apps. And even if there are app users who are now branding themselves as artists, like Shadiversity, and taking commissions. Is Shad taking commissions from I want to commission some AI art from Shad. Do you think I could pay him to do that, Shad?
Yep.
He is an AI artist. I mean, so he should take commissions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Selling illustrations cobbled together from stolen art. Ah,
Pain.
harrowing. These days, I'm seeing endless AI images on my feed. They're often followed by likes, shares, and oohing and awing in the comments.
Oh,
no.
not oohing and eyeing, John. Oh, God.
A lot of
They
these
oohed
app
and
users,
ahed.
fans, don't understand the art they're seeing was made possible by countless artists whose work was taken from them without consent, without credit, and without pay.
Oh, no.
We have to compete against the algorithms of social media as it is. Why? Don't you just use the algorithms to... That's what I do. I make money off the algorithm.
Shh. Don't tell.
Oh, my bad. AI apps have made our fight exponentially harder. I made this illustration over the course of the last 2 weeks in between my shifts as a professional designer. It shows tired eyes, graying hair, the ever-present wrist braces that alleviate work-related pain. It's full of flaws, but they're my flaws, not glitches caused by artificial generation. It took hours to make from scratch and from my own creative mind. We probably should have just gone on to fucking Bing.ai and typed in artist with wrist braces. And then you would have not spent time on this for no money, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Might have got some different
Artists
results out of
charge
that.
for this stuff. It's how we survive. It's worth the money. It's worth it because a real living, breathing person created something like this from the depths of their soul, from years of painstaking education, from late hours and sore hands, and it's a glorious piece that you can cherish forever. Oh, it's longer.
Yep.
I've been told by my lovely friends who I'm lucky to have that AI will never replace me. Sadly, that isn't the case, as my services have indeed been replaced by AI apps on more than one occasion. I've lost clients because of this. If you can't afford to pay someone to make your artwork, save your money till you can. If you're not going to hire me to draw from you, that's totally cool, but please hire another artist. Don't replace me with these plagiarizing apps. It doesn't just hurt me. It hurts all artists. Or hey, learn a few tricks for yourself. Making art is really challenging and also fulfilling. And dare I say, gasp, fun. This took her weeks to make. You could totally make something better than this in AI art in 30 seconds, couldn't you?
Well, Google released their AI art image generator, and they've had some mixed results with it. It was asked to generate images of the King of England, and it's
that's a black woman. That's a black
little bit of
dude.
problem. Well, then they tried. Well, maybe they're confused about the new demographics. So it's like, show me the founding father of America, and that
geez.
didn't
Wait a
go
minute.
very well. And they thought, well, Greek warriors, that's simple. It can't get that wrong.
Okay.
Well,
Oh.
yeah.
What the hell?
And then they were like, last stop. There's no way it'll screw this up. It has to be programmed. They said, show me an illustration of a 1943 German soldier. And somehow you got some pretty interesting recruits. Time travel is having some trouble now.
Oh, no.
We're shown
Scotland,
1820 Irish
okay.
people. Yeah.
Okay.
How about 17th century physicists? Do you know what Sacagawea had a telescope?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, there are no better physicists than the indigenous peoples. I know that.
And then Quaff was so kind to try this out, to really get to the bottom of this. And he said, generate some Irishmen. And as you can see, there are a couple of inaccuracies here.
That's a Lazmat.
That's a Lazmat.
He's a Mexican.
And even I myself ran into some problems. I asked, please generate Rocky Balboa as best friends with Optimus Prime. And it gave me Chocolate as Prime and Rocky Balboa. Chocolate as Prime. So she's right that there's some bumps and bruises.
But you can put like artist chick with a beanie looking sad and make something pretty real quick, right? Let's try it. I'm going to go to gab.ai because Gab doesn't have Google filters and shit. Sad artist woman wearing a beanie.
Piano music. Sorry.
Oh, I can stop the piano music, I guess.
I got it.
It's not working.
I shut it off. Why isn't it working? Because it doesn't want to generate the picture. It doesn't want to generate women.
There's different image. Oh, you have to go to different. Oh, I can make it anime.
Oh,
Cool.
good for you.
Okay. I will now do sad artist woman wearing a beanie, but anime.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Maybe.
Let's see.
Maybe.
We'll have the chat vote.
Maybe not. Maybe. Probably not. Doesn't look like it.
It's working. Liam is working.
It's drawing it right now. This Chinese slave labor
literally
drawing the images.
Yep.
Yes, it's literally drawing the image.
There it is. Sad artist anime girl.
Aw, it's an anime girl because she's Asian. Get it?
But she's drawing.
And she has 8 fingers.
Does she want? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. She's got 5 fingers.
6 then, because the thumb's got to be holding something.
I mean, the thumb's just kind of long, but some people have long thumbs. It's kind of weird, you know.
Okay, really long thumb. And it only generates 1. Interesting.
Okay, that is really interesting.
Oh well.
Okay, we
can go to Gab didn't.
Different. Gab's got different options.
Cool.
Pop art. This is our Gabby, our default image generator. Let's see what that does. Sad artist woman wearing a beanie.
No, just tell it a woman is sad because AI took her job and see what it does.
Oh, okay. I'll do that on the next
eventually.
It didn't look like
I'm drawing this one.
True. We can say hi to the channel members while it's drawing, though.
Yeah, and go make a sandwich.
Oh, there it is. John Dacre, hello. Drake, how you doing, my friend? Sci-Fi is life. Good to see you. Thanks for being channel members, everybody. I usually put these behind paywalls, of course. Mr. McMuffin, Mr. Fox, good to see you. Glad to see you here. I know some people are getting here who don't always get here because it's kind of later and, you know, you guys can't always get here, but I appreciate you being here. The Quaff, hello. Swiftfox Mark, hello. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Who else is here? The Golden Snitch, what's going on, bro? H is for Heretic, good to see you. Grey Wolf Graphics, good to see you. Great Cloudy Day, I don't think I've seen you in a stream for a while. Good to see you. Yeah, some people just can't make it sometimes. Dave B, good to see you. Thank you for coming to the stream and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. And that's everybody. Cool. Thanks. Okay, so here's our sad artist woman with a beanie who had her job taken by AI. It looks the same, Cider!
Yeah, I was going to say, that looks like the same woman. I think,
Holy shit.
I think the AI might know a little bit more than we're giving it credit for.
The AI is incredible. This is incredible. I'm never hiring this woman again, and I'm only using gab.ai to make these images. There you go. That's my new conclusion. AI is strictly better than this chick. So
Apparently, you can draw
art
her.
by Jennifer Hurd. Let's look her up. Let's go. Let's see what she's got. Art by Jennifer Hurd. See how she's doing here. She's really sad. She can. She might be able to make comics. She's. You know.
That right? For
eh,
Tumblr. For Tumblr.
No, this is a pretty. You know, it's. I don't know that I'd go with that. Like
Webtoons?
that. Yeah, webtoon kind of thing.
Okay.
Not too bad. I mean, she's got the animal thing down. She's got that like indie art vibe. I could probably use it. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh, never
Don't tell me
mind.
what to do with my uterus.
Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
stick with AI. Fuck this
Yeah.
bitch.
You know what Chocolatus Prime doesn't do? He doesn't tell me about his uterus.
Right. Get off my show. Holy crap.
Can't have nothing.
Wow.
Can't
Yeah.
have nothing.
Don't use AI art.
Stay out of my uterus.
Do you know what I didn't use AI art for?
A uterus?
Kind of. All Eyes on Ashley, my new book on Kickstarter right now. We have 5 days left on this, my friends. We got a slew of new backers yesterday, so thank you, whoever came in. And this is my book with Mike S. Miller. It's about this guy, Spencer, in the background, who's chasing after the hot blonde in the foreground here, whose name is Ashley, obviously. And he just doesn't think he has what it takes to get her because he doesn't. He's a beta male cuck to start the book. But he learns how to become a man, and that's what this book's all about. It's a lot of fun. If you want to enjoy a good comic book, not made by AI, but actually made by Mike S. Miller and myself, please back this and support our work. Thanks, guys. It's good stuff. I'm really happy with it. We are. It is 100% done too, so we're gonna be able to deliver this pretty quickly, which is awesome. Spencer looks like Nasser circa 2018. We already went over the Nasser thing on Monday, Tuesday. What day was that?
Something like that. Some dank
Your
day.
days, long time ago. So that's on behind the member paywall if you want to go over that. Apparently, we upset the Kiwi farms. I heard because
All we did was go to Nasser's stuff, so we didn't end up scrolling through
Yeah.
all that NASCAR stuff in between. That's it.
And is a complete traitor, and of course he's suffering for it, right? He's suffering for it. Speaking of somebody who's not suffering, John Dacre, thank you for the $20 super chat. Wow, that really appreciated. There are 2 big reasons to support this book. She has very big reasons to support the book. That's right, 2 not AI reasons to support the book, and I do appreciate it. Yeah, it's super good. Have you read it yet? Because I think I didn't send it yet. Okay, my Subscribe Star people will have the digital file pretty soon, but I haven't sent it yet. So you guys have something to look forward to. But that is it's done. Yeah, it's 100% done. On time books. Good guy, no drama. 2 very big wholesome reasons, like Tifa has in Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
I was trying to get somebody to write up that Tifa story this morning for Fandom Pulse because and nobody bid on that, and I'm like, huh, that's a big story. It's too bad. I was busy writing comic book news. It turns out I churned out 4 articles today, and I didn't even realize it. And that's kind of
Way to
like
go.
the crazy amount of work. If you guys don't know, like I run Fandom Pulse as the editor in chief. I do the editing. Drake also has been killing it on the editing. Thank you. I didn't recognize you yesterday during the Vox Day stream, but because I was recognizing our writers, but I do want to recognize the work that you're doing. Also, I appreciate it. Yes,
John, could you bring up Jesus, could you bring up John Dacre's tweet again? Message again,
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
I totally forgot. We have a $20 super chat sound.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
There you
Thank
go.
It's good sound. It is money. It's money. Yeah, we appreciate it. Minimal Effort Gaming also sent us money. Thank you, my friend. Oh, that's a $5 one. I don't know which one I like better.
That's the point. That's why you have to donate more to hear these things.
Okay, I like both these songs.
So much for not getting demonetized, right?
Yeah, right. I know all this copyrighted shit. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Minimal Effort Gaming for $5. Yes, I'm going to. I was going to address this too about the farms. Josh from the farms, Joshua Moon. You guys might remember Joshua Moon from such Dankstream intro hits as
I have a couple of words for Joshua Moon. Joshua, you are complicit in making multiple people commit suicide. You have made enemies everywhere. The legacy you are going to leave behind in this world is one of creating and operating a platform that for nearly a decade has tormented countless people. One day, you are going to get slumped, and your entire life is going to collapse like a house of cards. And when that day comes, no one will be there to help.
You know, since this happened, like it's really fascinating, this whole story that's gone on with Keffels and his war against the Kiwi farms. The article had too much triple moob cleavage. Yeah, so we'll pull up the article. I didn't write the article, but he may be right about that. I kind of agree. The pictures on there, but you got to remember it's our job to get clicks. And so we got to put the pictures up that are going to get us the clicks, and it's worked. That article like really keeps getting clicks for some reason, and I think it's because Josh retweeted it. So thank you, Josh, if you ever watch this show. I appreciate it. We'll show you that article and talk about how the farmers are kind of mad about our little article there too. So it is
The article.
but Keffels, aka Lucas, or it's actually Lucas, aka Keffels, of course, has been declaring war against the Kiwi farms over the last year or so. And there was a weird unholy team up going on where Keffels and Ethan and Ralph were like working together to bring down the farms.
Right.
And if you remember last year, I forgot the button. What the hell am I doing? This is a big time. So this resulted in the Kiwi farms losing its hosting and losing its protection with Cloudflare and all that, and getting taken down and getting DDoSed over and over and over again. And Joshua Moon had to like really scramble to get the site back up, which he has gotten the site back up. It's been back down a couple times, but he did finally get it back up. It's finally running normal. And so like all that whole deal, like, I mean, they got on Keffels got on fucking CNN as I'm the victim because they're going to make me commit suicide. It's like, okay, give me my GoFundMe money.
This is the weird shit people come up with when they cut their dicks off.
Yeah. Like Mags.
Did Mags?
And
I don't think Mags did that. I think Mags
Mags
Caitlyn
claims
Jenner.
he's cut it. Mags claims he's not cut his dick
Jack-o'-lantern?
off, but
Or not.
inverted his penis or whatever. So there is that. I don't know. I haven't checked, but you know. So the that was going like, it looked like Keffels had like this giant unstoppable Troon army that was like really going to deplatform anybody and everybody. And it was kind of scary at the time. Like, I mean, I remember I was getting mass reported because I'd say negative things about Keffels on my Twitter timeline. And I think it was Destiny that actually like really brought to the main public awareness Keffels' weird grooming shit. He did like Destiny did a long like sort of a stream of Keffels' problems, which were, to be fair, all up on the farms for years. And of course, people have been talking about it. Flamenco went off on this a long time ago too. I mean, everybody's kind of known this, but Destiny brought it more to the mainstream, and it was brought to mainstream attention again last week. And so that's why we reported it as a news article. But Keffels like seemed to have lost his power, like once Elon kind of asserted himself on X.
The playing field.
Yeah, and people stopped being deplatformed just for calling Keffels Lucas and shit like that. They used to do that on Twitter. If you remember the bad days of Twitter, you call Keffels Lucas, you'll lose your account, which is crazy because his name's Lucas.
Yes. Not Keffels.
Yeah, Keffels is not a real name, believe it or not. And so, but since then, like Keffels really has just gone downhill, lost his, because he just spurgs out all the time. And I think like even the Troon army kind of got sick of it. And so really lost a lot of power. Yeah.
A lot of what tipped the scale too was this most recent interview with Chris Chan, in which
we never went over that.
They celebrated Chris Chan being let off the hook.
Do we want to pull that stream up?
I feel like
Like-
that's going to derail you from where you were
Okay,
originally going,
that's
and you
fair.
got derailed
Yeah.
into Keffels already. So back at
I
Josh
know, I'm
Moon,
already there. I
You're
got
gonna
a
bring
super
up
chat.
an
What am I gonna
article.
do? I'm gonna.
you're going to bring up an article, Josh.
Oh yeah. So I did. So Phantom Pulse is of course our pop culture news website that I hope you guys are visiting every day. Well, we have amazing articles every day, and Phantom Pulse right now 9 articles today, pretty amazing. But here we go. Tebow, our contributor, ace contributor here, made this post say transgender streamers Keffels accused of grooming and fraud after being exposed by YouTuber Mutahar. And there's Keffels and his.
Oh
his
no,
fake-
I
yeah.
know why those are there. Because
Yeah.
Keffels had to have those removed. Your guy, what's his name? The writer
Oh,
here?
it was based.
It's
Yeah,
based because he's taunting.
he's taunting Keffels.
Lucas. He's taunting Lucas.
Oh.
Look at what you had. Look at what you had,
Oh.
and now you don't have it anymore.
Keffels had.
Wow.
So Lucas had to get
That's
those
some 4D
those
chess,
removed,
dude.
huh?
Yeah,
Just
because
like
they were
Tifa.
poisoning. Well, no, they
Yeah,
were
and
poisoning
Tomb Raider.
Lucas. Yeah,
That's
they were
funny.
poison-
That's really funny.
Well, you
So,
can't go strapping 40
Tebow wrote this
pounds of
nice article.
silicone in front of you know?
And we got a
Tebow,
lot of
yeah.
we got a lot of stuff on engagement on Twitter where no those aren't titties you want. You don't want those. You don't want those. Trust me.
Well, they're gone anyway.
They're gone
They're
anyway.
gone.
Yeah.
They were lobbed off.
We got a lot of engagement on Twitter, which was not necessarily positive. Most of it was like, we've known this for years. The Kiwi Farm's known this. He didn't expose anything. And I'm like, I'm trying to be like, guys, this is the only pop culture news website that will ever even come close to reporting something like this. This YouTuber did report on this and did expose it this week. Even though it's information you already had, a lot of normies found out what was happening this week. And this is what got exposed. So this is the news because this YouTuber's talking about it, right? We don't write articles about things that happened 5 years ago because it's not topical news. So we just got this information out and made this information more readily available in written article form, which doesn't exist out there. And that is the job we're doing as Phantom Pulse, and that's why we're crushing it, right? So don't get mad at us for reporting on the story that's out there and then the angle that we take because we want to get this information out there because Keffels is a horrible person and this needs to be known that he's a fucking groomer, right? We are trying to get that information out there to more people who would not be in our circles otherwise. And I find this is the case with a lot of online circles, whether this isn't just a critique of the farmers, but like the farmers, you want to call it Comicsgate, whatever. Everybody's in your little circle, your little silo, and everybody just thinks this silo is the only thing. And so when somebody writes something not for the silo, they're like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, no, we're trying to make sure that more people gain awareness here. And that's the job of the news. My job as an editor-in-chief of a news website is to make sure that in pop culture, which this YouTuber Mutahar is a pop culture person, he's exposing Keffels, who's also a pop culture person. I make sure that news gets out there to as many people as possible. And so it should be a good thing. So I guess Joshua Moon retweeted this, which is why that information got there like that, which is pretty interesting. But don't lose sight of the objective, which is to make sure that normies understand that Lucas Keffels is a fucking groomer who is a terrible person, and that needs to be known as far as wide as possible because Lucas is going out there fucking CNN and shit like that, being like, I'm a victim, and that needs to be cut off. Like his balls, right?
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Speaking of grooming, can we have an adult conversation about something like in a nuanced way, or is this a bad idea?
Okay. Where do you want to go at this nuanced conversation, Dr. Phil?
I want
Is
to
it
go to
time
comic
to get
books.
real, John?
I want to go to comic books, and I want to know the chat's opinion on this.
Okay.
So I came across this story a couple hours ago, so of course I wrote it up. Marvel and DC Comics omit work from convicted pedophile Gerard Jones from their Amalgam Omnibus reprint.
Amalgam.
Amalgam, whatever.
No, amalgam.
Whatever.
Amalgamation.
You talk pretty. I write words. That's
okay. All right. Fine.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So Marvel and DC last week announced that they're going to make a pair of omnibuses. Omniboo. I think omniboo is the official plural term of omnibus. And so Amalgam
Why?
is one of those. They have two different ones. They have Marvel and DC crossovers, which are random cross like Superman and Spider-Man and things like that. And then they made this whole amalgam universe where they basically mashed up characters. The most famous one was Dark Claw, which is Wolverine and Batman mashed up, right?
Yep.
And I actually have the original prints of these trade paper, not the actual comics, but the trade paperbacks somewhere. I was looking for them before the stream so I could show them, and I couldn't find them, but they're here somewhere. Is it behind me? No. Okay. Weird. And so they announced reprints of these omnibuses. Number one, they are not reprinting this glorious beast, which has nothing to do with grooming. It's JLA Avengers, and they made this beautiful set right here, where it is the comic, and then the other book actually is a written history of all the crossovers that Marvel and DC have done together. So it's really a cool thing. This box set right here. Oh my gosh! Let me just kind of show. You got the gold printed collector's edition, oversized art, beautiful stuff like that. Let me look it up on eBay because I think it's worth crazy amounts of money right now.
What is it? JLA Avengers box set, you said?
Let's see. eBay.
All right, you're gonna do it.
What is it actually called? It's called JLA Avengers slipcase, I think. Yeah, $300 is the lowest you can get this for at this point. Wow. Oh, that's not it.
You want to share it up?
Yeah, if you want to go to eBay. Here it is, like the lowest. Then these are different prints of the thing, but this slipcase right here is the lowest you're going to be able to get it for is $329 right here. And wow, and that's got a bunch of watchers on it. There's 350, 600. They did a soft cover print of this, which is not oversized art, last year, and that is actually still going for a ton because they did a limited run print because George Perez died and they wanted to give him a thing for it. And then fans were pretty pissed because everybody wants this back in print because nobody actually has it. Well, guess what? JLA Avengers is not getting reprinted in this omnibus, which has nothing to do with this deal. This is there's two different omnibuses. This is from the crossover one. For some reason, this is not getting reprinted, which I guess is good for me because my value here. But then from Amalgam, that fancy people say that word. That omnibus, they are not reprinting two stories, which is JLX, which is a Justice League X-Men crossover and mashup, and Magneto and the Magnetic Men, which is a crossover between Magneto and the Metal Men from for the villains. They had two issues which are not making it into here, and the reason is because Gerard Jones has written it, and DC Comics has, of course, a standing order never to reprint anything by Gerard Jones. And there's a reason for that. Gerard Jones is a convicted pedophile. He both was caught with child porn and distributing child porn. He actually went to jail in like 2018. By the way, he got out on good behavior in 2022. So he's back in the public. And DC was gonna reprint some of his stuff for because he wrote Green Lantern for a while, he wrote Justice League for a while, and DC canned those projects because they're just not going to do it. So for this omnibus, the original solicitation had the entire Amalgam line printed in it. It was listed in the contents. All of it was going to be reprinted. Now they've revised it and they are reprinting it without these two books because he was a contributor to it. By the way, he was not the sole writer on these books. He was a co-writer, Mr. Pedophile, with our good friend Mark Waid. Okay?
What?
So yes, Mark Waid has co-written 2 comic books with a pedophile. A convicted pedophile at that. Very interesting, isn't this? Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's here it is. See, look at the cover. There it is. Mark Waid, Gerard Jones.
Whoa.
Right there. Yeah. Of interest to us also, oddly, and again, like DC hires on these projects, so it's not like maybe the co-writing was done together and Mark knew. I don't know what the deal was, but like DC just hires whoever and hires whoever out. Very funny on this also, unrelated. Our actual good friend, like Art Taber, actually inked this issue. So again, nobody knew this guy was a pedophile at the time, and Art Taber was just getting a contract from DC and Marvel. It was not anything else other than that. But Mark Waid knew this guy pretty well. I would love, God, I'd love to interview Mark Waid. He would, why won't he talk to me? Why is he so scared?
I wonder why.
Hey, why is Mark Waid scared of me?
So who is the roster in this JLX thing? I see Aquaman, I think.
I've never read it. It's not Aquaman. It's like an Aquaman because this is Amalgam. So well, maybe it is just Aquaman.
No,
I don't know.
There's there's Creeper and Nightcrawler mingled in the back there. So
yeah, the Creeper and yes.
Oh wait,
so they're all merged characters, right? So
yeah,
Aquaman might be maybe merged with. I mean, the obvious one would be Namor, right?
Yeah, but who's got Namor doesn't use chains.
JLX. Okay, let's look.
Oh, they merged Phoenix and Fire. Oh wow, that's fucking lame. Holy.
Let's see.
Is there a Wikipedia article on this or something?
Amalgam database. Here it is. Mariner was okay. Blah blah blah.
Firebird. That's what they named her. Wow.
Mr. X assembled Apollo, Firebird, Night Creeper, Mercury, Wraith, and Runaway. Together, the team became known as JLX.
Wow.
So who would that be? Apollo then? No, that Apollo is X-Men.
Is X-Men.
Ray Summers, or he's a Cyclops.
Cyclops, yeah. So that would be the next.
Oh,
guy.
It's the Aqua Mariner. There it is.
Aqua Mariner, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And who is this now? This is a merger of Namor. Yeah, it's Prince Namor.
Yeah, that makes sense. I told you that would be the one that's logical.
It's really weak. It's really weak. It's like merging Batman and Batman, you know?
Well, Mark Waid is the one who actually came up with the concepts for Gerard Jones to write. So you can thank Mark Waid for that. Mark Waid, but Mark Waid's made his entire career of making derivative characters. That's another. I could do a whole stream on that.
Yeah. That's true.
So that's the issue here. Now, again, these 2 issues were printed in the 90s, and then they were reprinted in trade paperbacks in the late 90s, which I have somewhere, which I was trying to actually find. I haven't read them. I just have them, like usual.
Yeah.
And now they're not going to be reprinted in this omnibus just because this guy co-wrote this. So my nuanced question for you guys is, as like comic book collectors and as Marvel and DC are reprinting their catalogs in these different prestige formats that are reprinting the entirety of Green Lantern and the entirety of all this stuff, should these books simply be left out because this guy is a pedophile? Or should they be included in these for the posterity of the whole unbroken Green Lantern run or Amalgam run or whatever? And I don't know the answer to this. I actually don't have a thought on this or an opinion on this.
Actually, I got a good way to fix it.
Yeah. What do you think?
So at the back of the book, it said, please note, Gerard Jones will receive no royalties and the only recognition in name only on the cover as the artist.
Right.
As this helps continuity and keeps the covers as they were when they were originally printed. Marvel, DC, and all affiliates do not have any wish to associate or glorify or even have a beer with Gerard Jones. This is strictly for continuity's sake.
I have a.
And that would be fine.
I have another. I'd actually go a step further. Now that now that you've got on that, that's a great idea. I would go a step further. So now that you got me thinking about it, Alan Moore wrote a book called Miracle Man, and Miracle Man went out. He doesn't want any association with It's the other way around. He doesn't want to associate with Marvel. And so, but Marvel still has the rights to it, and they want to, of course, cash in on all the Alan Moore stuff. And so they recently released an omnibus of Miracle Man, and Alan Moore said "F you" the whole way, but they still did it. But he forced them to take his name off of it, and so the book says "Miracle Man" by the author, and it doesn't have Alan Moore's name anywhere on the book. I would actually go that far too, and I would say that in addition to having that, like, hey, this bad guy did this stuff, like, disclaimer, we are reprinting this for the posterity and uncollected and just collecting the whole run, just because, like, Green Lantern has its history, etc., and not erase the work. But I would take his name off of it too, and just put the author rather than actually put his name on it. Is that correct?
I think you could put like the artist, and then in the back, like on the cover, it says the artist, and then wherever
Yeah.
it was mentioning him in the original write up about it, maybe at the beginning there's a foreword that mentions him. It replaces the artist. Then in the back, it has that disclaimer I mentioned that Gerard Jones.
That's
is
the
not
great
receiving any
question also
royalties.
that's being asked in the chat. Could DC even legally reprint his stuff without paying him?
Yes.
And that might be the crux of this,
Nope.
is maybe DC has a contract where they have to pay him royalties, and that's why they won't reprint it.
No,
right?
see, the contract, I guarantee you, explicitly states that if you become a felon, if you bring harm to the DC brand through your own personal actions, you do not receive anything. You are ipso facto
You would
dead
think
to
that, but this
us.
is the comic industry in the early 90s, not now after corporates distilled their contracts for 20,
But
30 years. right?
again, like he happened, so they have obviously went and changed things, and the only way for him to
Right.
receive royalties now is to agree to how they do it. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
They've changed hands so many times; the contracts have to be negotiated. The company's changed hands so many times.
So
So
that's really weird.
yeah.
So these books are not going to be in here, which is like, huh. I actually have, like I said, the trade paperbacks that do include these. And I was considering upgrading to omnibus, and now I'm kind of like, I don't really need to. I'm going to upgrade to a book that doesn't actually include all of it. Like, I don't see a need to do that.
Well, the
So
golden
that's an
snitch
interesting
in the
thought here.
chat, the golden
Yeah.
snitch in the chat says, "I don't think DC cares as it is." And it's true, they don't.
Yeah.
The amalgam is just the re-release is just to capture people's nostalgia, and it's really a bottom of the barrel for them because they've re-released every other thing like twice now, right? So
Yeah.
amalgam's like the last of it, and this is showing you how desperate these two companies are, that they're going back to a time when they
That they're going
teamed
back
up.
for this for nostalgia.
Right.
Yeah, I was talking to my comic book shop owner locally on Wednesday, and he was saying nostalgia is like the entire name of the game right now. And he said,
Yeah.
if you look at what's selling, he says Transformers like had this reboot. That's nostalgia. G.I. Joe's got his reboot. That's nostalgia. Thundercats like is getting reboot, even though nobody even read
Again?
Thundercats comics ever. Yeah, just and it sold out like 180,000 copies. It's number one. Like, why? It's fucking Thundercats. It's all nostalgia. And
Well,
if you look at the current issue of Batman, which I have right here, if you look at what Chip Zdarsky's trying to do,
oh yeah.
Joker Year One. So they're trying to even get you with Batman Year One, Frank Miller stuff, like nostalgia, just with the title here, and trying to get you on that. Even though this, by the way, it's shit. The book, it's unreadable, but everything is trying to capitalize off of the nostalgia brand because they can't do anything at all. Oh my god, it's not just comics.
Yep. Exactly.
Wow.
From the hill. Yep. The top stream stuff here. Yep. Oops.
I saw that. I have not actually looked at this article yet. Let's
Yeah,
look
there
at the
it
top
is.
10.
There you go.
Number 1 is Suits.
Yep, Suits.
No.
NCIS, it'll never die. NCIS
That makes
is
sense.
never going to die. Mark Hamill
Jesus Christ.
will croak on screen before they cancel NCIS.
Mark Hamill will take care of his granddaughter before
Mark
they
Hamill,
cancel
sorry,
it.
not Mark Harmon. Mark Harmon
Oh,
will
okay.
die on screen. before they cancel NCIS. My bad. Coco
Bluey,
Melon.
Grey's
not
Anatomy. That makes
surprised.
sense. Coco Melon. Wow.
Yep. Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory. That makes sense. That makes
Yep.
sense.
Heartland surprised me. I
That surprised
never
me too.
knew anybody that watched Heartland, but I'm really surprised to see Supernatural this low. I would
Really,
have expected it.
I'm
I would
surprised
have
to see it
expected
that
it up
high.
here. Really.
Really?
All the
No,
Tumblr
Supernatural.
girls loved
It had a
this.
niche. It was that. Yeah, but it was nichey to them only.
That's true. It wasn't like Harry
Like
Potter.
Grey's Anatomy,
or-
everybody watched, right?
Yep. Yep.
So,
So there it
Big Bang-
is.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Seinfeld's not on the list.
Well, where are we looking at this? This is what is it? Snacks you love in the '90s we can't get anymore. So this is viewed in the billions. Virgin River. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Okay, so that's only 12. Wow, the Lincoln Lawyer. Holy, I have not seen the Lincoln
Wow.
Lawyer. Oh my gosh, I think I was a teenager the last time
Interesting.
I saw that. That's interesting that that's coming back. But Japan's experiencing the same thing. Naruto's topping the charts. They're bringing back a Naruto anime. This isn't about adult Naruto and his kid. This is about 14-year-old Naruto, the goofy kid in his orange jumpsuit. That Naruto. They're doing that again. Slam Dunk is back. Slam Dunk hasn't been popular in Japan since the 90s. It's back again topping the charts. So it's all around the world. This media, this mainstream media has failed so dramatically that the corporations themselves are collapsing back in, not even trying to reboot it anymore. They're literally just giving you what you watched before in the hopes you don't string them up in the streets.
Really interesting. Huh.
Oh, they don't mean the movie. Okay, thanks, Swift Boxmark.
I don't
Sorry.
think.
It's
Did we get a
apparently it's show.
definite? Does the chat think it should be that this should be reprinted, even though a pedophile wrote it? Should I do a poll?
Do your
on
poll.
this?
Do a poll. We'll
Do
run
my
a poll. Yeah.
Should these books be reprinted? And if there's a caveat, yes, that counts as a yes. I'm just interested to see if you think we should erase these Green Lantern stories and whatever just because the guy.
So if you're going to say
or
yes,
not,
but
it's interesting.
that still counts as a yes.
That still counts as a yes. Looks like majority's yes. Most people would actually want the book. Interesting. Huh. I'm kind of, as a collector, like I kind of like would be like, I think it's gross, but I do want, like, if I want a Green Lantern, run all the way through that's like completed, that's not missing issues. I really do. That's why I buy my Epic collections from Marvel. And DC also, this was the other, like, this was one of my articles today. One of my other ones was another one. DC Comics announces DC's finest line to compete with the Marvel Epic collections. And I always get asks, what are the Marvel Epic collections? And I'll show you. These are my favorite books right now. They're coming out. This is the Silver Surfer Epic collection. As you see, it's got this spine like this. And this is the cool thing about the Epic collection is they all have the spine like this. So it's like all the Silver Surfer will look like this and Daredevil will look like this. And they look really cool on a shelf together. And it's got your whole Marvel collection right here. This is volume 14. And they don't put the number on the side. So that way you just pick up a volume and you read whatever. Because, there's volumes, but you can really pick up anywhere. This is the end of the Silver Surfer run before they canceled the series. Like, this is really probably the last Silver Surfer.
1998 to 2000, yeah.
And so they're just doing the full runs like this, and it's really cool. And Marvel's printed so far about 350 of these, and I have all of them. And they've got.
Well, no wonder you can't find your amalgam.
I know, right? Yeah. I've got a bunch more right here. I've got this is Luke Cage Volume 2, and then Captain America 21.
The hell is your desk made out of?
They've got another Star Wars wood.
Or adamantium.
Yeah. And so cool stuff. And the Epic collections, they actually delineated it where they stop the Epic collections and then they do modern epics for the later. So that you have somewhere you can stop before Marvel gets paused too. So you don't have to get the modern ones. And so that's it's been really cool collecting these since about 2014. They've been coming out, and Marvel's just been crushing it with their sales of these collected editions because everybody fucking wants these. I just got the other one. I got Chris Claremont's X-Men: The Brood Saga right here.
Oh
which
boy.
is like excellent stuff. This is just such good. By the
Chris
way, not
Claremont.
woke,
Oh boy.
not woke. There's no gay shit in it. It's not an allegory for black people. Despite what people say, this is just good comic books, and it's just the X-Men fighting against creature. I think Alien was coming out around this time, so the Brood are basically, you know, alien
Xenomorphs.
aliens. Yeah, they look a lot like the creatures from Alien, if you can see right there. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They look like
Yeah.
the queen. The
So I
queen.
think Chris Claremont's like, fucking Alien's a fucking good movie, and he just wrote a whole 20 issues. It was fucking great. This was fantastic read. And so
Cocaine's
everybody
a hell of a
wants
drug.
these. Everybody wants these. And they go out of print. They actually reprint them pretty periodically when they go out of print. So Marvel's been keeping them in print, making it so that everybody could have access to these. And you can do the whole Marvel line. I'm doing the whole Marvel line, of course, but you can just, pick up the Spider-Man ones if you're into that, and you can have like the full Amazing Spider-Man run almost. They don't have all of those printed yet, but very cool. And DC Comics has just been lagging behind with their collected edition. They don't have anything that's like a good, like, here's all of Batman. Like, they did their stuff for like the Golden Age and stuff, but they haven't even finished all those. So now they've announced this new line, which I've talked to someone in DC Collected Editions department. Yes, these people talk.
Wow. All right. You buy
They
enough of their shit. I hope so.
I always get annoyed, and here's why I get annoyed. So
Oh boy. It annoys me when you don't talk at your mic.
DC Comics
There we
is
go.
notorious for doing stuff. So right here we have they started a line for Birds of Prey, and you
Oh,
can see
that
it's
looks
by my good friend.
awful.
Well, I mean,
Oh my
it's not.
gosh.
It's a bad
I
color.
think I
but
designed something like that in middle school. Good God.
my good friend Chuck Dixon wrote this, of course.
You didn't
But
design it.
he didn't design. He just wrote the comics. But if you
Yeah.
look at, like, they didn't finish it. They just stopped at volume 3.
Yeah. They
And so
suck.
DC's super notorious, and they did that for his Nightwing. Did not finish his run. Did it for his Robin. Didn't finish it. Same, and they're all in these books that are kind of like this. And so
Blue-balling
DC's
collectors.
notorious for just never finishing their collections. And so I'm very hesitant ever to buy any DC collected comics. Yes, Chuck Dixon, you might know him from the Gabe El Taib interview, correct?
Yes.
And so that's like, it's really frustrating ever trying to get any DC anything. The only stuff they've followed through with really is the Green Lantern Jeff Johns omnibuses. Because they're like, Jeff Johns sells so good, they just do that. So they've announced these. The other problem DC has is they like to collect the same thing over and over and over again. So you'll get Watchmen Absolute Edition, Watchmen Omnibus Edition, Watchmen Deluxe Edition, Watchmen Mega Deluxe Edition. Ad nauseum, they'll just reprint not Watchmen, and you'll be like, can you print something else? Like,
Like a whole
they do
library
the same
of
thing.
Watchmen variants.
They do the same thing. Like, the ones they reprint a lot are Watchmen, Kingdom Come by our good friend Mark Waid, Batman Year One, Batman Dark Knight Returns, and I think those are the one I'm looking at the Batman Jeff Loeb Tim Sale stuff they do all the time. They reprint all that stuff over and over and over again. So Marvel, when they actually did these lines, when they opened them up, this was the cool thing that Marvel Collected Editions did. And they actually started with, things that did not get a lot of reprints. So when they put out Spider-Man, they put out stuff from like the late 80s that like really hadn't been reprinted before. And same with Iron Man. So you'd get these stories that like really weren't like, it's not like you were reading Frank Miller's Daredevil like again. In fact, they still haven't reprinted Frank Miller's Daredevil in Epic Collection form because they're doing all the other stuff first because nobody has those in collected edition yet. So DC does the opposite. They do the stuff over and over and over again. And so what has me nervous about this line that they're announcing that's going to compete with Marvel Epic Collections is immediately this. And so this is what they're coming out with right here. And naturally, DC is just reprinting stuff everybody already has with these lines. Now like I said, they're doing the same. It looks just like the Epic Collections, but DC Comics, right? Classy looking.
Well,
That's good.
I'll tell you that the bottom art
Yeah.
there looks good, but the problem is look at that Wonder Woman. She's completely out of step with the ye olde 70s style and Catwoman. They
Well,
needed to
because
keep these
because they're
uniform.
not. They just they're just
Right.
putting
They
their
need
images from the era, right? Yeah.
exactly. That's the problem. You need to make it uniform. Marvel
You
at
make
least
it
went with the
uniform.
minimalist. If you do the minimalist style with it, right, you're good.
What
Right.
Marvel did though is each one of them has an image actually from the volume itself, but they did it black and white like this with the
Right. But
color
here's the other thing
scheme,
is
right?
that right, but they
Yeah,
chose similar looking art. You
that's
see the
fair.
problem here? If you let's say that DC stuck to its
Yeah,
guns and did a finest spine line, so you put it all together and it made a roster of all the heroes represented by their spines. How about that?
right.
And it was a uniform art style. Hmm? That would have been
Okay.
much more attractive to collectors than whatever I'm looking at here. This is a little too jerky for me, especially with
Okay,
Catwoman and Wonder Woman on the end. What random, very random.
that's fair. That's not really my contention with it. My contention is like, there is so much uncollected Flash. There's so much uncollected Batman, Catwoman, Wonder Woman. The problem is they chose to reprint the shit everybody has already as they're opening volumes again. So they're going to gauge interest in this based on whether you want yet another copy of uh, Superman's origin from the Golden Age, or if you want yet another copy of Batman Year One by Frank Miller, or if you want yet another copy of Wonder Woman by Gail Simone, which is the one they chose, oddly. So these are, and the Catwoman is Jim Ballantyne's, which I have those volumes somewhere around here also.
And then
So
those
in
are
the
pretty random, aren't they?
yeah, so like I don't know why they chose Catwoman. It's like okay, well, let's make Superman, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman. That all makes sense. You should do a Green Lantern, not fucking Catwoman. I mean, right? But
Or at the
whatever.
very, how about Cyborg? Remember they tried to make Cyborg a thing? Put all his stuff together. He'd be the most recent
Just do Teen
addition.
Titans, Teen Titans or JL. Why don't you have a
Sure.
team book in here?
That's
Like
yeah,
why?
exactly. That's a good
That's kind of weird too. Weird
Batman and
spot.
Robin would have been a good collection to add
So
in
they're
this.
starting
Catwoman's random.
they're starting these at a very random I know why they did it. Oh, we have 3 male superheroes. We better do 2 female superheroes for equality, right? That's why they did that. Come on, which is stupid. But here it is. Like, I mean, everybody already has this Batman book, and Gail Simone's Wonder Woman has been reprinted 1,000 times. Also, everybody already has that. Everybody already has the Superman Golden Age origin stuff because they've reprinted those books a bunch. The Flash one is the Barry Allen Silver Age original books, which I happen to already have, but I don't know that a lot of people already have that. So that's interesting. And then Catwoman, they just came out with trade paperbacks of this like 4 or 5 years ago, also. So they're just reprinting the same shit again and putting a new wrap on it rather than going out and just like taking stuff like John Byrne. There's an era between John Byrne's Superman and Death of Superman, for example, like in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, that none of it's collected. Like why wouldn't you just do that and like really just like get stuff that like people don't have into their hands to
John,
open up Superman? That'd be cool,
I'm
Yeah.
just listening to this and I'm thinking like, man, why don't you put like a Fandom Pulse article together that talks to DC about this? Send it to Dan DiDio when you get it posted and be like, hey, how far am I off the mark? And then get Dan DiDio's reaction to it
It's
and try
interesting.
to yeah, see if you can try to like outside leverage these guys to do this the right way as opposed to this. We're gonna put Catwoman in the middle of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. They eventually do need to put the Catwoman books out, and there's a ton of different books. Like,
It's
if
not
DC's
first
going to do
wave,
this whole
though.
line, but like launching the line with these 5 books is just really a letdown because, like, I want this series to succeed, and I'm interested in it. I don't particularly want these books. Like, I might buy them again, just because I'm hoping this line succeeds, so I can have a DC similar to the Epic collections. But like, this is pretty flat of a release. It's pretty flat.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah, and again, like they'll suffer for this because these lines won't get completed because this is not a winning
Right.
first wave.
You're interested in the Superman. I am too. I just have them already.
Somewhere.
So it's like I've got them. So I know where the Flash one is. But I don't. It's in my closet, so I don't want to grab it. But I don't know where the Superman is. It's here somewhere. but I have those already. So it's like, and a lot of collectors have those already. So I guess I don't know. It's just I really wish DC would do more like Marvel collected editions and really just like grab some stuff that's interesting that like don't have a lot of collected stuff to start off these lines to like generate interest. But yeah.
Well, and Ink Cowboy brings up, how about all the stuff that Kirby did while he was
Well,
at DC,
that's
like
another
Batman.
thing they've collected a lot. The New Gods stuff has been collected repeatedly, which I have over here also. And
Here he goes again.
they have thick trade paperback versions of it. They have omnibus versions of it, and then they have absolute editions, which are bigger than omnibuses. And I got the absolute editions because it's Kirby.
That's a tome. Holy crap!
I wanted the big Kirby art like this, and I did. So it's these are beautiful collections. So again, DC's already got these. See, look at it, Kirby, just to make sure.
See, that's
in case you didn't
look
know.
what they could have done.
You know,
That's what they could have done with those spines, and it would have looked so much
like that art
hotter than
style?
that. Well,
Yeah.
just that design. That would look so much like
It's really
Batman
cool.
down the spine and fill it in with the art from the book, like they did with the
and
Kirby
they've
spine
got
there.
slip cases. These are fantastic. So
It's upside down, John.
it's not actually. Oh, it is.
Oh, it isn't? Yeah. Okay, I
No,
was
it
gonna
is.
say.
There we
Yeah.
go. Okay. Yeah. And you got
Everybody's
the
on now.
yeah, Darkseid right there. Cool. It's
Darkseid.
cool stuff. So really, I think they botched
so
this
boring.
as the release, but that's okay. I'm happy they're doing it. I really hope. So the guy at the collected editions department told me they are committed to seeing it through and doing their entire line. I hope they are. Is this Kirby thing still? I don't know. Look at it. It's just called Absolute Fourth World. So
There you go.
look it up.
Probably on
see if you
eBay
can find
if
it.
you want to find it.
Yeah.
But to this point, though, again, they'll suffer for this because people like you, John, at the end of the day, you're going to probably wait for Wave 3 to get in on this because these guys haven't proven that they can get past Wave 3 yet.
Right.
So that
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
then.
skeptical. I'm skeptical to buy in on another line from DC Comics at this point.
Right. So it's going to take till
yeah.
Wave 3 before anybody else jumps in on it. A lot of people jump in on it, especially long-term collectors that have been jerked around by DC all these years. This is the
Right.
mistake with not releasing 1, 2, and 3 all at once. They should have done these whole things all at once, done some type of bookend thing with it. Like that, you have the Superman bust and the Batman bust on either end of it for bookends.
That's
They should have
cool,
went
too.
all out. But no, they don't have enough faith in it. That's the thing. They just don't have enough faith.
A Gru omnibus would be sick too. Yeah, Sergio Organi's awesome. So that was like kind of the comic news today. Of course, I already covered the big comic news in my video, which is, further debasing
Catholic.
Nightcrawler. Yeah. So is Nightcrawler still Catholic? That's the next question. Like, because
Not
Marvel
now.
hates Christians. Yeah, obviously not, right? But very weird.
Wow.
Like it's Pride Month is more important to Marvel than any of their characters whatsoever. It all has to be Pride Month out now, and that's where we're at on this. And that's why everybody just wants this old. By the way, these old collections way outsell their new shit. These old collections
wonder
are
why.
big money makers. They sell thousands. These are this X-Men deal is $44.99 for this trade paperback. $45 for this, okay? And so you're not just getting like a one shot for $4 or what, $45. And they've already made their money off these issues too. They don't have any art costs or anything. And guess what? It sells thousands. Well, why? Everybody wants that. They don't want this. Simple. Hey, Matt, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. It should be simple. You'd think it's simple, but it's not.
Yep. And well, let me ask you this. Out of all the things they could have done, they decide to make Nightcrawler perform a gay wedding for Mystique and Destiny. Now this, again, like Claremont was all about the drama. It was all about the interpersonal drama, especially. So you have Mystique go to Nightcrawler and say, will you bless the wedding? And he says, I'd love to, Mother, but I can't. You know that's blasphemy. I want the best for you, but I wish you would give up your life of sin. And then you have her questioning this as she's getting married by one of the X-Men that's been
and then
ordained,
they'd be like real people.
Right,
Wow.
and they would
Instead
have
of just
something to work out with this new
But
family
Marvel
they're
can't do
forming.
that because every Marvel superhero has to be totally good with the gay.
Right.
All of them.
'Cause
Every
only the
single
good
one.
guys like the gays, and only the bad
Right.
guys hate the gays, except
That's right.
Magneto, because he's also pro,
And
bad
except for
guys.
Mystique, because she's a bad guy too.
Oh, she's a guy sometimes too. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
also a
also a guy
sperm
sometimes.
tanker. I
Yeah.
found out. You know about that? You know that
A
she's
what?
a sperm tanker. She didn't make sperm to impregnate Destiny. She stored Azrael's
Oh
sperm
God, that's
inside of her.
gross.
She's a jizz tanker.
She's literally a
Yeah,
cum dumpster.
literally. I
Literally.
don't. So why did
Okay.
Nightcrawler want to marry his mom to this,
That's
right? Or
weird.
his stepmom? Seriously, like they
Well,
need to
that
go to
makes her not
confession.
so that makes her not even related to him technically.
Correct. And yet
Okay.
he's blue. So they can't. Marvel doesn't know what the hell they're
Oh
doing anymore.
no. These editors, I swear. Well, it's Tom Brevoort. It's his fault. It's all Tom Brevoort's
Yes,
fault.
correct. That Golden State. She's
Yeah.
not the father. When I went through and read the scanned comic, it's actually explained that she had Azrael's sperm stored inside of her, and she repurposed it and tossed it into Destiny.
Huh.
Yep.
Huh.
Well, Captain
Weird.
Bifto, they're X-Men, and they can just do whatever they want, like impregnate each other. So
Well, let's look at a not gay book. All Eyes on Ashley. This book
very not
is
gay.
decidedly straight. It's all about like celebrating straightness. It's straight pride, you might say. And so if you enjoy like being straight, and if you think that's totally a good thing, and you don't like things being subverted by gay shit all the time, support the alternative. And we are doing that right here. It's a beautiful book. We have 5 days left, guys. Don't miss this because it's going to be gone, and it's beautiful. This book turned out so good. I am super impressed with it. It might be my best book, and I didn't intend this to be my best book. That's the funny part. It might be my best book, and I didn't even intend it. That's how good it is. So it's good stuff. So
Magic.
check this out. It's really wonderful and fun, and then a lot of good stuff's coming down the line. There's not going to be I'm not going to see Madame Web. You're going to be kidding me. I think
Even
I have things to do. Give me my $40 for my movie tickets. I have things to do.
even Dakota Webb said, Dakota Johnson, the star of the movie, said she wasn't going to see it. So that
No.
she quit her agency, by the way, the same day that movie wrapped filming. By the way, okay.
Yeah. Bizarre.
Yep.
Huh. Ugh. All right. Let's get into our lead story for the day. Here it is. Pop culture critic Melanie Mack banned from Twitch from hateful content.
Oh no, not
Yeah.
Twitch.
I know. You can do anything on Twitch except say faggot, I guess. That's
Apparently,
probably
you can show your
that's it.
mostly naked, oiled up body to 13-year-old boys and jiggle
That's fine.
yourself around for pocket change. And
Totally
that's fine.
good. That's
Mhm.
okay.
Wholesome.
But be a Christian who says faggot, no good. Not good. So here it is. She'd been streaming, and I guess she has a video on this. So let's watch Melanie, my good friend.
Hey,
Melanie follows me. She's cool.
hey guys, I'm recording this from my car because I was going to take the weekend off, but I figured I needed to make a video about this. Twitch has banned me. It is a 14-day ban. They banned me for hate speech. They didn't get.
Did she say faggot? She had to have, right? She's been saying it all over Twitter. What do you guys think? I haven't watched this yet, but don't tell me if you know.
Hate speech is very broad these days, especially with Jeff Bezos' company. Remember what happened with Vox and the Throne of Bones?
That's true. Yeah, he didn't get banned for hate speech though. They just messed with him on copyright claim shit. So
where they couldn't get him on the speech thing. So this is what I mean: is that the hate speech thing? She could have just said that men are men and women are women, and that counts as hate speech. You got to remember.
That's a good point. I did get banned on Twitter back in the day. Why did I lose my account? Oh yeah,
saying Whitey.
I actually lost. I said Whitey because the guy said you're a racist, and I said you're the racist, Whitey. And then they reported me for that, and that got me banned on Twitter. Before that, I had a long suspension because I said transgenderism is a mental illness. So that's before Elon took over.
Yeah.
But those sorts of things cannot be said at these corporations.
Give a specific
So they didn't
reason
give a
on
specific
what
reason.
this hate speech was. By the way, I'm wearing clothes. I didn't want this to look like my hair covering my clothes. Anyway, so they didn't give me a specific reason, but when I'm just reminiscing about my streams from this week, the only thing I can think about is one, I did spend like 30 minutes on my stream like 2 days ago yelling at people for being fat and telling them don't be fat and telling them to be.
That's pretty based. Pretty based.
Yeah.
Don't be fat,
And
chat.
how
Yeah.
how is that hate speech?
She hates you
Oh,
being
fat
fat and
phobia.
unhealthy. Yeah.
Fat phobia.
Yeah, don't
Sorry,
forget that.
I forgot.
Be healthy because I don't want them getting diabetes or heart attacks or something. So, hey, you should be living a healthy lifestyle. I believe in you. So it's possible that that was it. Or two, on yesterday's stream, I was talking about the Bible and
Don't do that.
God's order and how God created things, but how society is these days. They are praising things that are an abomination to God and what God
Correct.
describes as an abomination.
Like Nightcrawler in the X-Men. That's exactly it. It's not even just subverting morality. It's like Vox said last night, everybody. It's inverting morality, making evil good and good evil. And they're
Like
trying
this.
to gaslight everybody with that. Yeah.
So I'm getting my guest room ready because my parents are coming tomorrow to stay with us for a few days to help get the house ready. And my parents are very religious, and I want to be respectful of that, especially as I know, when you travel, most hotels always have the Bible in one of the drawers. So Tyler and I aren't religious in the standard sense, and we don't have a Bible about, but we do have the next best thing. I think it'll work.
Oh God, it's like the anti-Melanie Mac.
Right.
Yeah. Jeez, it's disgusting. Heather, you're disgusting.
Abomination in the Bible, namely the whole topic about sexualities. And I even said this on my last YouTube video, Go Boom video, when I was talking about the tabletop Tomb Raider board game or tabletop RPG that looks freaking retarded. So anyway, on that, I said sexualities aren't real. It's people putting their identity in sin, but there is God's way, and anything that is not God's way is sin. If you want to hear me
That's right.
elaborate more on that, you can find that on my last video. But I do not believe sexualities are real. I think that is just a way that society has normalized sin. And like I said, there's God's way and there's sin. There is no in between. So
well, we've seen this in it's obvious. Like they used to back in the day say that homosexuality, there was the gay gene they were hunting for. And they had like Time magazine, People magazine, the doctors say there's a gay gene. They might be identifying the gay gene that makes you gay, and it's totally just natural. And sure enough, they abandoned that because they found there was none. That doesn't exist. Okay. And so what happens is, in reality, is there's been psychological studies done before you were not allowed to psychologically study any of this stuff too. Yeah, there it is. It was a hoax, like everything else. Like other genetic things that were done a couple years ago to modify genes that, we can't talk about that. Sorry.
Maybe we do have the gay gene now.
That's a good point. Maybe they were putting that into people. Who knows? They had the pickleball gene. The pickleball gene.
Right, that, yeah.
Yeah. So they found, like, in psychological studies that there's one thing that gays, lesbians, bisexuals, all the sexuals, there's a lot of them now. There's one thing they all had in common, and it was to the point where it's 80%. And if you get something that's an 80% statistic, it's pretty much all the time. That's kind of how statistics work. And so homosexuality is caused by childhood abuse, and whether that is physical abuse, like getting the crap kicked out of you, or sexual abuse, either way, that's kind of what pushed that to the direction. So anybody who had that was that up until I think it has changed in the last few years, because the abuse that's now been done, I guess it still is abuse, it's just not called abuse, that's being done on TV, on the internet, where they're just showing you these shiny happy gays over and over and over again to young children in all the TV shows and movies and video games and comics, is psychologically manipulating the kids these days to do this. And the way that you know that it's not natural and that it is a psychological thing is that there used to be like 3% of the population who identified as gay or whatever. And now among Gen Z, they're saying it's like 25%.
Yep,
which is
1 in
totally just a
5.
social psyop. It's not that there were 25% and they weren't saying it before. It's that it's cool to be this. And so all of them are saying they are now because of all the social pressure that's involved. That's how you know it's not genetic, that it's not something that's just natural. It is completely unnatural. And that's what she's talking about. Melanie's
More
right.
than half of them have not actually done anything of the sort. They simply declare in order to fit in. Much
That's
like
right. Like
having
Queenie.
supreme. Yeah, exactly. Like we
Yes.
found out our good lesbian friend actually likes men.
She's got a great boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah. Our lesbian friend.
That's that. If you guys do watch me on Twitch, I would suggest watching me on YouTube instead. My streams at youtube.com/MelanieMac. I get the most support there anyway.
How is YouTube the less censorious platform?
Yeah, when did that happen?
What happened
right?
here? Jesus, when did this become a thing? Huh?
Advertisers, dude.
Yeah, right.
And on Kick at kick.com/MelanieMac.
Oh, Kick's a thing.
So,
Ugh,
anyway, this is a quick video, but I hope to see you all on my streams there instead. Twitch is gay. I don't give a freaking crap. There's a reason why they're failing as a platform.
That's
anyway,
fair.
peace.
Later, Melanie. Thank you. So that's what happened with Melanie Mac today, and that sucks. F Twitch.
Yep.
F all these platforms. I hate them all. What I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that.
That was easy.
Yeah. What else was I doing today? There's something else I wanted to transition to. Not like Mag's transition.
Did you want to talk about Max?
Rich Johnston.
Oh.
Yes, Rich Johnston. The purveyor of bleeding cool, not fool. Interestingly, like Bounding Into Comics contributor Nerdigans went at me hard for going at Bleeding Cool the other day, and said, "Oh, I can't believe he's attacking Bleeding Cool." And I'm like, "Well, Bleeding Cool is the most evil, vile fake news that's ever existed, and is the whole reason like we're out here doing this." But so Rich Johnston is the purveyor of Bleeding Cool, and he is a scumbag liar who just he's reviled by not just the right wing, but the left wing. Everybody hates him because they know he's that big of a scumbag. So I asked him the other day. I was just like, I'm in the business. He probably, we can have a respectful talk, right? Right? Because he's a professional journalist and I'm a professional journalist, right? Maybe we can have a respectful talk. And I was like, because Bleeding Cool does get. Let me take a look. Bleeding Cool gets about. I'll tell you how many clicks a month they're getting as this loads. They're getting a lot of clicks a month. I think it's really taking a while to load. Let's go. Bleeding
California Internet.
.com. Plug this in here. Bleeding Cool is getting approximately 1.5 million clicks a month. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'd kill for that many clicks. And a lot of it is just due to the fact that Rich, if you look at Bleeding Cool, if our good friend Wes from Thinking Critical made a video about comics journalism the other day, that was interesting. I might make a video on his video. But if you look at Bleeding Cool and you go through all this, here's today on Bleeding Cool, latest in comics, TV, movies, games, collectibles. This is an area that they cover that I don't. Pop culture. They have like 30 plus articles a day out on here. Now, if you look at his article on Gerard Jones versus mine, his is like 100 words, right? And mine's like 500. So I actually gave a little more meat on the bone there than him because I'm a better writer than him. But that's how he cranks out the articles so fast. He does not. He just goes quickly with it, right? And just doesn't do long articles. So I was like, hey, Rich, what's going on? I started my own pop culture news website. I just got a question for you. I'm writing these 500-word articles, and I'm doing this because that's the way John Trent trained me up at Bounding Into Comics back in the day before left there. And I'm trying to do his model of things. I said, do you think it would be a good idea to kind of mix in these short stories that are just like this here, like Flash number 6 preview? Like, there's not much to this. It's just like the solicit. It's a couple pages. There's really not much to it, right? And so would it be better to mix in those quick articles just to have extra news potential clicks or not? Just to really get things going and up things to 20 articles a day, but they're shorter articles. Or is that not really the way to do things? So I asked Rich that. I asked John Trent that too. I said, should I try this? He's like, well, you can try it, but he said that one, you get a certain amount of ads per page based on how many words you have. That's kind of a big deal. Number two, he says John Trent thinks for sure that Google, when it does its searches for topics, does scrape for how long your articles are, and if you don't have 500 words on a topic, they don't think that you're a smart, intelligent source on it, so they won't prioritize you in their algorithm. I don't know. Again, Rich Johnson does really well by not having much content per article. So that's John Trent's thought. I asked Rich. And I thought, you know what, maybe he'll be like, hey, yeah, this works for me, blah, 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 blah. And we could just have a professional conversation. No, this is Rich Johnston. He replied, I don't know. It seems like stealing my articles and then lying about screenshots is doing pretty well for you. Okay.
Wow. Somebody's not sensitive at all.
Yeah, he's a little bitch, right? And so I said, LMAO. Right.
I was hoping you would have said, thanks for the advice. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Appreciate it. Glad it's working.
He said I was stealing scoops, as if he's got privileged information that nobody else has about the comic.
That he's posting on Twitter.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Totally original.
Cool.
Donut steal.
Yeah. And so I stole the scoop, right? And so I did. And I'm not ashamed of this. He broke the story that Jason Aaron's going to be working for IDW for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I saw that and I was like, oh no, Jason Aaron's going to be turning the turtles into chicks and making them gay. And so I wrote my article about Jason Aaron and how he turns everything into chick and gay. And he's like the worst writer possible that you wouldn't want on the Turtles. And oh my God, Heather Antos, of course, hired this guy because this is what she does to everything, destroys everything you love. And so that was my article. Rich Johnston's article did not have any of that content in it. I only got from him the fact that that was out. Now, IDW announced it the next day. So it's not, and they posted it everywhere. So it's like, okay, so you know what? I got this from your website instead of IDW putting it out because you put it out early. Okay, cool. He was mad that I didn't credit him. And I didn't credit him because I hate him. And he's a liberal faggot. I always credit, by the way, when I go out of my way to credit when I do take scoops from Bleeding Fool, which is Chris Brawley, Cosmic Book News, That Park Place. Whenever I get scoops from those three, I always make sure to put their link to that. Like they reported on this first. And I do that because they are the people I want to promote, period. There's no obligation to do that. Like there's zero obligation to do that. I just do that because it's the nice thing to do. And John Trent reciprocates and does that for me, That Park Place. So that's great. So I said, LMAO, there's no stealing scoops. This is the internet. You get your info where you can. I made an opinion piece that it's going to be a woke disaster, which it is. Right? Then I said, the Palmiotti screenshots. So this is some back to the lore. So what he's talking about with the screenshots, I got to back to the lore. The reason Rich Johnston is going at me from Bleeding Cool about, quote, doctored screenshots is Jimmy Palmiotti, who is an artist for DC Comics, or was, and does his own indie stuff, was on Billy Tucci's live stream. On Billy Tucci's live stream, he held up his phone thinking he was showing a campaign that they were talking about on Kickstarter and saying he backed it. He accidentally had his text messages up. In that text message, he was talking with actually somebody I know who watches the channel, who's good guy. I'm not going to dox him though. And in that text message, he was talking about Sean Gordon Murphy's Zorro and the reporting on it and how like crazy that reporting around identity politics was and all that was coming from Bleeding Cool. And Jimmy Palmiotti replied that Rich Johnston is an amateur. All right.
Uh-oh.
So I made it. I actually didn't even report that on Fandom Pulse. I didn't want to give Rich written media credits on Fandom Pulse. I did make a YouTube video about it to mock Rich Johnston, which seems to be the appropriate place for it, not my news website. And Rich Johnston, I guess, watched my YouTube video and was super butthurt about this. Now, he claims subsequently that the screenshot was doctored. I'm going to pull up my video now. Jimmy Palmiotti. And I'm going to, John Della Rose. Let's see. Comic creator Jimmy Palmiotti wrecks Rich Johnston and Bleeding Cool was my title. So here's my video. And here is the frame of him showing the screenshot, which is literally just a thing from his from that live stream that he was on with Billy Tucci. There it is. You can see Jimmy Palmiotti in the blue, says amateur. Back to it. And it's kind of half covered by his fingers there as he's holding it up. And that was it. He accidentally held this up right here. So Rich Johnston claims this was a doctored screen. I pulled this as a screenshot from freaking Billy Tucci's stream. There was no doctored there. But Rich Johnston's a liar, and that's what he does. And of course, since this was egg on his face, making him look bad, Jimmy Palmiotti made him look bad because everybody hates Rich Johnston. Everybody. And
I hate his
it.
avatar, really. It annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah, I know. Rich replied to me, and I said, that's why I'm the most trusted name in comics news, which further pissed Rich off. Rich said, no, I learned from the sources at MegaCon London that Jason Aaron was about to be announced. You reported you learned it, that he was going to be the TMT writer, at which point was, Jason Aaron wasn't at either MegaCon. You lied. And I'm like, okay. And then he replied to himself a second time. Oh, and it's a fake screenshot. Used the live stream, sure, but it was a composite. No, it wasn't.
Nope.
So, sorry, Rich. Rich is real mad.
Fact checked.
Checked. So I went at Rich today on Twitter because it's funny. And Rich was also mad. He's still mad.
It's going to be mad for a long time, probably.
I know. I said, I am the most trusted name in comics news because I always tell the truth, unlike Rich Johnston and Heidi McDonald. And here it is, except for when you lied about stealing my stories and faking the evidence. He sounds like Vicky.
Yep. Gosh, that avatar. So annoying.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. You just want to punch him in the avatar.
It's true. That's a very punchable avatar. Yep.
So he's real butt mad right here. Aren't you the guy who argued with me saying comics were fine because of Dogman? No. Yes, he was.
No,
he's lying.
apparently not.
Lying again. Telling the truth. I never said what you ascribed to me. Look at how autistic he is. I love this.
He's still replying to himself. He's 1, 2, 3, 4 that we can see so
This
far.
is 15 minutes ago. What I might have said, because it's true, Dogman is one of many comics aimed at kids. They're getting 6 or 7 figure print runs outselling Marvel and DC. And in that regard, people are reading comics now for a very long time indeed. Comics industry has always been twisted and turned. Character Bauer saying, I would say comics were fine. Okay, sure. Scholastic's comics, not the mainstream direct market like everybody talks about. Comics are also doing well because manga is selling right. And that's the end of Rich Johnson replying, of course.
Bar One Studio says it's a Gamma Ran.
Gamma Ran.
Right.
Yep. Every time.
Good for John's long box. Yep.
Good for John's long box. He crushed it. Now, Rich didn't just reply there. I don't think. Let's see. I thought I quote tweeted him. Because that was funny. And I said, from now on, I'm going to steal every story you come out with and then invert it to tell the truth where you're lying on behalf of the Whisper Network.
Well,
yes.
What a surprise.
He's still on about that proof of guilt. Thank you. And here it is. Feel free as long as you state where it took it from. Also, as well as you know, I'm not part of any so-called Whisper Network. You've made that up as well. You and I are more of a Whisper Network than some of the people you've met. Wait, I'm in a Whisper Network with Rich Johnson?
Wow.
I'm in a Whisper Network with Rich Johnson. Correct, chat.
Yep. That's why you're stealing all of his stories, apparently.
That's right. Let's go. We, the Whisper Network, now.
Yep.
Yes, CG drama alert. That's right. Let's go. I've got this cough thing. I'm not going to yell. So
good. I can't take it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's the deal. Yeah.
John De La Rose is the Whisper Network now. Him and Rich Johnston are Whisper Networking news around. It's all kayfabe.
I'm pretty happy about that.
Best friends.
Yeah.
That's what you should tell people. That's what you should tell. If anybody, when people reply to that, retweet it, right? Like retweet it and say no, it's just kayfabe, okay? We're actually best friends. That'll drive him further through the roof. He'll make this huge, State of the Union Liam style address, disavowing you. He's never met you in real life and all that jazz. It'd be great.
That's right.
You write a whole story about him lying about you. It'd be great.
Well, that's all my news for the day, my friends. And I hope you had fun today on the Dank stream. We really appreciate you for being here. Tell your friends about this. I feel like we are the most hidden stream out there that people just don't realize we exist. And I don't know how to find more people.
Well, John, you are putting the streams behind a membership wall. So
that's
it's a little hard to grow an audience when nobody knows we're out here.
I know. And then YouTube, hides our little notifications and all of the above. But yeah, this is the best stream out there. We have so much fun. We have more fun than anybody else. Nobody can stop us, including Rich Johnston, including Heather Antos, including Mags Visaggio. None of you are going to stop us from having fun. Yeah, we're going to have a great weekend. And I hope you guys have a great time with your families and have a great weekend as well. And I think that's it. Let's do I have anything else? Do you have anything else? An outro? No outro.
Okay.
Don't do the outro?
I don't know.
Do the outro?
You said do.
Okay.